My lovely Capricorns. This is your December astrological forecast of 2024. This is for Sun, Moon, and Rising Capricorn placements. The major themes that you're going to be going through are like psychological, spiritual things. Routines, work, and identity is going to be shifting this month. We're going to get into it. So, starting off with December 5th, we're going to have Mercury Cazimi in your 12th house. 12th house has nothing to do with the material plane. It has nothing to do with what's going on, what you can see. No, 12th house is spiritual. It's about being in isolation and connecting with your higher self. It's about the dream realm. It's about your deep subconscious and unconscious programs that are getting rewritten. So Mercury is going retrograde currently in this part of your chart. So things may feel a little bit weird, but it's like you don't even know why because everything looks the same, everything feels fine, but it's like deep psychologically, spiritually, you're going through some major upgrades if you choose to do so. Specifically on the Cazimi date, which is December 5th, this is when Mercury and the Sun are going to be in perfect alignment. Therefore, you will be receiving these insights and this guidance directly from your higher self. Sit in meditation. Sit in meditation on this day. Please take 5-10 minutes. Just either, like, you could even just lay in your bed right after you wake up. Just lay in your bed and just like reflect on the dreams that you had the night before, or even right before you fall asleep that night. Just like lay down, try to calm yourself down and go into a deep meditative state and notice what comes up, what insights come up, what downloads come to you in this time, because they're going to be very impactful and very just like intuitive, deep, like connection to source. All right, so write them down. Make sure you have a pen and paper around, because this is something, some intuition, this is some guidance that you need. So when Mercury does go direct, you can act on these things and you can move forward. Because during the retrograde, it's kind of hard to piece all the things together, and you may have this flash of insight, but then once the Cazimi is over, then things are going to start feeling confusing again. So once the Mercury retrograde is completely over and Mercury is going direct, then you'll finally be able to like implement these new ideas, these findings, this new sense of understanding that you're going to have. You're going to be able to move forward on that. On December 6th, we're going to have Mars retrograde in Leo in your 8th house. Mars is our willpower, courage, determination. It's going backwards. So there's not going to be much of that. And it's going backwards in your 8th house. So this has to do with your investments, debts, taxes, other people's money. It also has to do with like deep, once again, psychological, deep-rooted fears and traumas, things like that. So a lot more, once again, introspection, more introspection energy, making sure that you're going within and doing a little bit of some deep psychological rewiring and making sure that the current programs you have in place are beneficial to you and how they may be holding you back from achieving the wealth that you so wish and desire, because the 8th house is more so about like saving money for a rainy day. It's about like once again, investments. So you may be switching up some investment portfolios. You may be analyzing your debt and trying to figure out, okay, how are we going to tackle this? How are we going to move forward on this? Because we can't just keep racking up debt. We can't just keep moving forward and putting money in these certain investments and it's like losing you money or something. So you're going to be restructuring those things in your life for the next 3 months, because Mars retrograde is 3 months. But this is specifically for the month of December. It's going to be happening in this specific area of your chart. In January and February, it's going to be in your 7th house of relationships. But we'll talk about that in the next video, in the January and February videos. On December 7th, we have Venus entering Aquarius. This is your 2nd house. This is great for money and finances and for acquiring more resources. So resources that require, beauty, that require interacting with other people, building relationships with other people, because Venus is all about relationships. It's about beauty and it's about money. And the 2nd house is about our resources. So however you get your resources, that has to do with these types of themes, which is interacting with other people, building great relationships with other people, you'll notice that this area starts to flow a little bit more smoothly for you for the next month, starting on December 7th. On December 15th, we have the full moon in Gemini in your 6th house of work and daily habits and routines and your health. And then we have Mercury going direct in your 12th house. So the full moon usually brings completions, it brings endings. So there's certain aspects or areas of your current routines, things that you have in place that perhaps you don't like doing anymore. You're like, why am I doing, this morning, I don't know, facial mist or something? Like there's something that you have going on in your current routine, in your current work environment that isn't really working for you. And on the full moon in Gemini, you're like, you know what? I don't need this anymore. Like, let's move on. Let's do something else. Let's add something else into here. And then we have Mercury going direct in your 12th house, which is finally going to free up that mental space that we have, that desire for isolation, for introspection. You could have noticed that like you've had a little bit more of a block with speaking and speaking your truth for this past month with Mercury going retrograde, because the 12th house is a hidden house and Mercury is your speech and your communication. So it may have been difficult for you to get your words out and to express yourself and communicate yourself and put yourself out there to people and allow yourself to be received. Or maybe even if you did try to communicate and express yourself, like it wasn't maybe well received, or like you just didn't get the recognition that you were trying to get. So now with Mercury going direct in your 12th house, yes, there's still in your 12th house, which is still hidden. Soon it's going to be moving into your first house, but for now, you're just going to have a better and deeper understanding of your psychological self and your spiritual understanding of yourself. Sorry if the camera's shaking, my cat is like under the table. I hope it doesn't knock down the tripod. Sorry, I lost my place. Okay, on the 19th, we have Venus trine Jupiter. This is the best aspect of the month. Okay, this is happening in your second house and your sixth house. Perfect for making money. So sixth house is about your work, your daily routines, your habits. Second house is about your money and your resources. And this is the most beautiful aspect of the month. Venus and Jupiter expanding harmonious relationships, expanding our wealth, expanding our abundance. All great things. Whatever routines that you're having in place right now, whatever relationships that you're fostering right now in order to build your resources and build your wealth, this is a great time to get all of that in order and to just continue fostering those connections and continue implementing those daily routines and habits. Sun in Capricorn in the first house, you're going to be noticeable. It's your birthday. The sun is going into your sign, right? So happy birthday to all of my Capricorns. I'm sure you're going to have a great time. There's a lot of good things happening for you guys, okay? On the 24th, we have Jupiter square Saturn in the 6th and in the 3rd house. This is a little bit of a conflict between your work and your daily routines. You've been developing a nice, work schedule. You've been developing a nice healthy routine, or like a health routine, something along those lines. But then Saturn in your 3rd house could be that like, 3rd house is about communication and it's also about transportation. So it could be like something happens to your car and now all of a sudden like it gets in the way of you doing your routines and it gets in the way of you doing your disciplines. Or something happens and like for some reason your gym is closed and now you can't go to the gym. And it's something that happens in your immediate environment that feels like it's restricting you from achieving and doing the things that are a part of your routine and from doing the things that are required of you for your daily work and your daily habits. So you may notice a little bit of that peaking, that energy peaking on the 24th of December. This is a buildup up until the 24th, and then it's going to slowly go away. It's a slower moving transit. It's going to last until like the beginning of January. And then on December 30th, we have a new moon in your sign. So this is going to be great. Changes in identity, shifts in who you are. Time to set those intentions, okay, of the type of person that you want to be coming this new year. This is a great thing. This is amazing for Capricorns. You guys have the ability right now to really write down everything that you want to achieve this next year and make sure that you create the game plan and the steps that you need to take in order to get there. So that's the month of December for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and you hope you enjoyed this forecast. If you could please like, comment, share, subscribe, that would be great. Sorry, I had a little bit of a brain fart. If you would like a personal reading, I have those on my website. And yeah, thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you guys on the next one.